last video I got a lot of comments on my choice of damage perk, Elemental Honing, which makes your weapon deal more damage for each unique elemental damage you've dealt. This meaning Arc, Solar, Void, Stasis and Strand. And as shown here, you can see at first I have no stacks when I shoot Carl, and then when I shoot him with the Void weapon I get Elemental Honing times 1. Shoot him again, I get times 2, and skipping forward we can see that we go all the way up to times 5. The way we're going to be abusing this is using Prismatic and the Transcendence Grenades, which for Warlock deals both Void and Stasis damage. And as you can see here, my buff does in fact go up to times 2 after I throw my grenade and let the damage tick. The buff itself on Hezen Vengeance deals these damage numbers, and these numbers at times 5. And when you add the numbers together and get the buff percentages, you can see that the damage ramps all the way up to 35% for weapons with elements, and even further up, all the way up to 40% for kinetic weapons such as Praetor's Revenge. The rotation for Warlocks are going to look a little bit something like this. The other classes were a bit more tricky for me to figure out. But for Titan, it has Arc and Strand in its Transcendence Grenade, and then we're going to be using Shield Throw for our melee, and then I'm going to use Twin Axes for our super, but here you can use whatever you want. And then we're going to be using a Stasis weapon in our kinetic slot. You could go with Liturgy or Lost Signal as I have here, but really you can just pick whatever you want. And then finally, the rocket itself is going to be dealing the solar damage that we need to get all 5 elements. And the rotation is going to look like this, where you can see in the bottom left that I do in fact get all 5 stacks. Hunters already have Stasis and Solar in their Transcendence Grenade, and then we're going to be using Britted Spike and, importantly, Arc Bolt Grenade for our grenade. And then for Super, we're going to be using Tether, which also gives a nice debuff to all your allies. And the rotation is going to look something like this. Where again, you can see that we do reach all 5 stacks. The issue I met with Hunters is they would actually much rather be doing Still Hunt and Golden Gun damage rotations with the Celestial Nighthawk exotic, which for me limited up a lot of possibilities, and I couldn't come up with a great solution here, but leave your suggestions in the comments below. The weapon loadout I suggest for Warlocks, as I am a Warlock main, is Kinetic of choice. I personally picked Praetor's Revenge, and the Hezen Vengeance that I've been talking about a lot, and an Arc Primary of choice. And there are lots of contenders for this, and you can see on screen I'm showing a couple of these off. And really, your creativity is the limit, so you can do whatever you want here. And for the kinetic, you could alternatively go for a weapon with shoot to loot to re-overflow your rocket launcher. Now, with that said, I also got a hold of an Envious Arsenal and bait and switch rocket launcher, which I went and tested out, and undoubtedly this rocket is better for sustained DPS. But it can't do this. The conclusion I want to end at is that the god rolls are truly just the ones that we make ourselves and have fun with, and I have certainly found my god roll. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, leave a like if you found this video informative, and otherwise good luck in Contest Sundered Doctrine.